Hello, Jim. What's going on, Jim? Anything? What's good with you? Yes, you're the first one, Jim. You beat everybody in. Russell, how you doing? Russell's here. Okay, Jim. Yep, I know you're in so much pain. You got to take care of that, buddy. Whatever they say, that's what you got to do. And like I say, if you get to the point where you don't think that they're doing what they should be doing, go for another opinion. Why the hell are they making you wait till Friday? You might want to just go to the hospital. At least you'll get seen by a practitioner. Hey, 204, good evening, good afternoon, and how are you? A car show. It's all part of getting older. Hey, Brenda, how you doing? Brenda, Jim's in pretty bad pain. He's got to go back to the doctor Friday, but I don't know what he's waiting for. If he's in that much pain, go to the hospital. No reason you have to be living through three 3 days of pain just to go see a doctor on Friday. No, 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 it doesn't work. Jim, all your friends are worried about you. Well, let's see. I got two ships today, Brenda. I don't know if you saw them or not, but I got two ships, and it is cold. It's windy, cold. It's like feels like about 20 degrees, but it's really 38 degrees, but the wind is just a howling. Hey, here comes Joe.
Hey, what's up?
I'm glad you're here. I was getting lonely.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
Jim's in terrible pain, but he can't go back to the doctor till Friday. And I said, if you're in that bad of pain, go to the hospital, right?
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, hospital may not do anything now. Hey, Brenda, Jim, Warren. He said broken hip and leg. Now hold on a minute. You need to be in the hospital.
Yeah, but he's stubborn. I don't know anybody that's stubborn like that. And that's not me, you know.
If he broke a hip and leg, that's where you need to be. You don't need to be home. Did something just happen?
No, he's been it got worse over a period of time, and he just kind of tried to ignore it, but it's gone past the stage of ignoring it. He can
So
hardly
apparently,
he can hardly move, Joe.
so he's been to the hospital, probably the doctor, and this is the results of the broken hip and thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what um
Well, what he
so
was waiting for the last time I
that's what
talked to him,
Norco five's for.
his leg is swelled up this big around,
And somebody's in the room.
and um, he was waiting for the swelling to go down, but it didn't go down. So
Yeah.
he usually wears a size 42 pair of pants. He's wearing 48s in order to get his leg in it.
Yeah, he needs to get it checked.
Well, that's what happened to me dad 2 weeks ago. He fell and broke his hip just above the ball and socket. And he waited from Wednesday night until Saturday night to phone for an ambulance. They x-rayed him on Sunday and did a hip replacement on Monday night.
Well, I don't have any room to talk. I had a heart attack on Friday night and went to the hospital Monday.
He's got a double fracture, but when he went to the doctor the other day, he says, well, we'd rather wait until the swelling goes down, but it hasn't gone down.
Not
Yeah,
like
that's
it
one
down
thing they
very
will
much.
do. They will wait.
Yeah, but wouldn't he be better off waiting in the hospital where they can give him the drugs to keep him halfway, get
They're
rid of
not
the
going to do
pain?
that. That's not their priority.
The longer they wait, the more chance of it not healing straight.
Yep. That's the problem. Well, we had bad weather this morning.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, that's why I wasn't on.
So they gave you all kinds of good news, right, Jim? Because he says that they told him that the way his hip broke and a bone fracture, his leg will never be the same.
I think that's why they actually did a partial replacement. They replaced the bit that he broke.
On your dad?
Yeah. And I think the hip has the socket on it, doesn't it? The thigh has the ball. So it was broken just above the socket. So they replaced a new piece of bone, artificial piece of bone and socket, and put his own ball joint back in it. But it meant that they could sleeve one into the new one,
Yeah.
the artificial bit inside what was left of the bone.
Now, how old is your dad?
He'll be 90 in July.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
Good girl. Good boy, Bones. You stay.
But of course, we don't have to worry about going through insurances and stuff like that to pay for it all because it's all free.
Yeah, I gotta get with my insurance agent this week, cause that son of a gun need to change my insurance. Cause I got qualified for that other insurance, I wanna get it back, cause I don't know if co-pays anything.
Yeah.
I gotta call him, he hasn't checked his Facebook, that's aggravating. Contacts me on Facebook, but he hasn't checked the Facebook.
Yes, pretty cool.
Went to the banquet last night.
Yeah, how'd
There
that
was
go?
yeah, it was good. No way, it was actually better than I thought. And they didn't tell us everything because we're at Copeland's, like I said, it's a major restaurant. Popeye's Fried Chicken founder, Al Copeland's restaurant. So I know the food's gonna be good. So we get
Yeah.
there and they've got like a buffet set up and it's an appetizer buffet, but they're not telling us that. Right? It's we had fried in Cajun seasoning, bow tie pasta. What they do is they cook it, then they deep fry it. And so it's got like a batter on it. And they had spinach dip, spinach artichoke dip. So you had that to pick on. Then you had chicken strips, and then you had a Cajun something chicken egg roll, a Cajun sausage. So I grab a couple pieces of each, and I'm sitting over there eating that, and it was filling. I was getting pretty good. With a couple pieces of chicken, a couple of egg rolls, and some of the spinach dip. They walk around, hand us a sheet of paper, and say, "You just let us know what meal you want." I said, "What are you talking about?" They said, "Yeah, this is part of the thing. That was just advertising."
That was just starters. Yeah.
Yeah. So they said that I wouldn't have eaten much, you know. So they went through the list, and it was you could get the Copeland's hamburger, the Copeland's burger, the fries, there was a shrimp po' boy, shrimp or grilled chicken po' boy. There was red beans and rice with sausage, something else. I can't remember what the other one was. I had it, I didn't bring it on. And then blackened a trio. And I said, "What's the blackened trio?" He said, "Blackened fish, shrimp." And before he got the next one, I said, "Yeah."
Yeah, that'll do.
And he said, "That was quick." He said, "You got chicken too." I said, "Well, he said shrimp. That was enough." Or angel hair pasta, right? So the thing came in. I mean, they had the banquet, did all the stuff, all the pictures, all the stuff. And then they brought these things. Oh, Lord help me, was this food good? That's all I'm gonna tell you. And then they brought out trays of dessert and everything afterwards.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sounds
I mean,
like
it was
you feasted well, right?
Oh, I pretty good. And they had water or sweetened tea. That was your choice. Or you could buy a drink. I wasn't buying no drink. You know, if you wanted a Coke, they'd get you a Coke or something, you know.
Right.
But if you wanted a real drink, you're gonna pay for it. And I didn't need a real drink. So it was like but I actually took a picture of it and I never sent it out to anybody, the food. I never did.
You should have said, "I'll have the blackened fish, shrimp, and what's it, and put me a shrimp po' boy in a box for taking home later."
No, what I should have done, I saw the shrimp po' boy afterwards. And I really should have got the shrimp po' boy. But the blackened trio was like, I'm gonna show you what it looked like.
Black.
No,
I take it was char grilled then.
it's got a little char to it. It had all the Cajun seasoning on it.
Mm.
But you had the shrimp, you had 5 shrimp. Actually, it was 6 shrimp. There's one underneath there. 6 shrimp, angel hair pasta. They had a little sauce on it to go with it. The fish was charred a little bit. But one of the Popeyes chicken biscuits they do.
Wow.
That the regular biscuits they do, those are real good biscuits. 3 pieces of chicken, nice pieces of chicken, and that's all seared peppers, all different kind of peppers.
Wow.
I
Looks
ate
good.
it all.
You
I
ate
ate
it
everything.
all.
I ate everything but this one piece of chicken. I brought that home
the
for my,
dogs.
my friends.
Wow.
But that was like awesome good.
Sounds like it. I'll be right back, Joe. Handle it, will you?
Dukalax.
Either that or a ship. So, you know, just take your pick for the last letter. SHI.
Yeah, it's SHI POT.
Yeah.
You gotta go outside. Okay. Go ahead.
And I tell you what, I watched the restream from this morning,
Go back.
and he too worried about Boom. He let Boom be Boom.
Yeah.
Just let him go out and have fun, you know. Still working on my logo.
I thought you were happy with it.
I was happy with it. I'm still happy with it, but I'm just tweaking things. Because it just didn't, it had everything I wanted on, but didn't have enough. You know what I mean? Because it said Port 107, I like the way it looked. So I said, well, maybe I've got it tweaked now where I don't think I'm changing anymore. Because when I give you the stick, I want the stick and have everything on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, you don't
And
need you don't need the
Hmm.
Part 107 to be prominent. It just needs to be in the background, kind of thing.
well, it's the
Maybe,
way I'm doing
yeah.
it now.
Maybe the FAA logo above it.
Well, like I said, well, got it now. I didn't have Captain Joe Merrick on it anyway. So I said, well, I'm going to do that. And then I said, and I don't like the way this looks. So then, because I didn't like those things underneath the wings. I didn't know what it was I didn't like about them. Because it was supposed to be flags, but it didn't look like flags. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
So I kept playing and playing and playing. And I started taking stuff off the thing, putting stuff back on the thing, and cutting pieces out and adding pieces to it. And it looks pretty good right now. I think this is it. I'm
Well, you're
trying.
doing,
There's only one thing I don't have on there. Anything about being in Louisiana.
you're doing it in Photoshop, aren't you?
Yeah.
So basically everything's on separate layers.
Yeah.
Or it should be.
Yeah, but I've got to like when I'm taking things off, I'm taking so much off. I've got to take another piece from that and put it back to make it look the same. You know what I mean? In other words, how it's got a blue and white border. When I take the stuff over here, you don't have it, so I got to get that same blue and white border and just rotate it around so it fits right. You know what I mean? And then the top didn't have any border on it. It was just blue. And I said, that doesn't look right. So I took the red, white, and blue border, put it up there, and brought it back down from the bottom, and just have a white with a blue border. And that made it look a lot better, you know?
Well,
So I just actually reconstructed the whole thing.
can't you use like the actual map of the state, just the outline of the state,
I've thought about that.
and slide it in somewhere?
Yeah, I've thought about trying to find a way to put it outlined in there, but there's no
In
way
the
to do it.
Perhaps in the background.
It may be under USA. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it depends if it's. I don't
Or
know.
you could have it so that USA was inside the actual outline of it. Just USA, not the rest of it. USA.
Yeah, but yeah, I know what you're saying. I thought about that, but I don't think it worked. I'll play with it a little bit because I got to have it finished tonight because the video comes out tomorrow with the whole new thing.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
it's like,
What's it? Your 2 flights through the gazebo with was it the Neo yesterday and the Avata today?
Boy, was it
Yeah.
cold outside. Oh,
so you had to go out and pee too?
no, I had I put Boone out the back, and then I went out and got the trash can off of my tenants off of her driveway and brought it back up here. Then came around here, and Boone was ready to come in already. Well, you know what I told you about the little bugger today, did I?
Morning.
He got away from me again.
Oh,
I had him on a leash. He wanted to go. He was dragging me around. So I put him in the truck because I had to run an errand. up to the bank. And I went to get out of the truck at the bank. He shot right out the door.
This is a new one.
Yeah.
Yesterday,
Well, no,
yesterday it was a
this is
photo.
Boone. And
Yeah.
Boone went around the other side of the bank over where the drive-through is, and he was running back and forth. And I called him, and he kind of came my way a little bit, and he came close enough so I could step on his leash
Uh-huh.
and get him back in the truck. So then I get that done, and I'm coming home, and I'm turning in my driveway, and I turn in too fast, and he moves. He goes over and hits the down window on his side, and was just about to jump out when I grabbed his leash.
You had the window down?
He had the window down on the passenger side because he stepped on the
On
up
the,
and down.
on the window switch.
Yeah,
Well, now he knows how to do it.
yeah, he
You
does.
got the thing that I told you, use that thing in the car. You know, I'm telling you, he's gonna jump out on you out in the middle of the street and get hit.
Yep.
You're gonna have to find a different way. Can you go out the back door? Can you go out your back door and go through your car and then get out?
Well, when I go out the back door, he follows me right around to get into the garage office.
Well, don't let him out the back door.
Oh, I can't just go out the door. He's right there. You know, he's like squirreling around on the floor. I grab his leash and pull him back, and he just.
Well, you're gonna have to put a gate up somewhere.
He's one wild little beast, I'll tell you.
No, he wants to go. He wants to go, but you can't handle him like that. So you're gonna have to figure a way to do it. You're gonna have to find a way to put a gate up somewhere. And he's too big for a gate. He's gonna go over it. So I don't know what to tell you other than
Well,
you're gonna have to find a way.
I've been thinking about using this, but I don't know, you know.
That ain't gonna work.
Gives him a shock.
Yeah, but you don't want to do that to him. That's not what you get. All you're doing is that's not good.
No, I know it's not good. It's not the way I would want to be treated, and I don't want him being treated that way, you know.
You're gonna have to find a way when you're leaving. You're gonna have to find a way to make him stay.
Food works.
Yeah, food does work, but it might. I mean, you need to find a. If he has a way to, I would say almost close. Do you have a way to close the living room off where he's at?
What?
Do you have
What?
doors
What?
that close? Like when he's in where you got your chair, that room. Smokey, stop! Come on. The room where he's at with the chairs.
It's
where
all the
you
same.
sleep.
It's
all the
open.
same room.
Door this way and door that way.
You have a way to close them?
Well, they're outdoor doors.
What do you mean outdoor doors?
In other words, like the door down the ramp is over here in this corner of that room, and the door going to the back of the house, back down the steps is over there.
It's a
Okay,
straight
now
through room.
next to you going into that room, is there a door?
No,
It's a straight through room.
What about the kitchen? Is there a way, if he is in the kitchen, can you block him off?
there's no doors on the kitchen.
What do you have with a door in a room, with a room?
Bedroom?
Is that carpeted?
Yep.
See, that's the only other issue. If I was gonna say, I'd get him in the bedroom and close the door when you're leaving to get out if you have to. But he's gonna, if he keeps, either that,
He's also a chewer too, so.
so then the other deal is, I was gonna say the other deal, it depends on how cold it is, letting him out in the backyard and going and coming back.
Hello, Gitchy, how you doing?
She says she's on her way to she's making dinner.
Dinner's on the stove. Okay, Gitchy. Thanks for stopping in.
She had an interview somewhere?
Tucker did a YouTube
Oh.
interview with the United Pilots. Interesting. It was an interesting convo.
She was lucky she wasn't over here when that fire hit
Yeah.
that substation and closed Heathrow down.
Well, my son Justin he took the civil service test this morning, scored an 88 out of 100. So he's all right there. I think he was going to do his physical, but they were going to let him do it today.
Uh-huh.
He's got to take the polygraph test next day or two. They're going to make him do that. So that should be the next day or two. He's got to get all his information tomorrow. Then he's got to bring in all the paperwork. So that'll get done. So then by the end of the week, he should be ready, be either in interviews or getting interviewed, or setting them up. But they had a incident last night. We had an officer killed over here on the North Shore. So the North Shore law enforcement community is up in arms because a 9-year veteran got killed last night. And that's the only second officer in St. Tammany that's been killed in probably the last 25 years. And it was stupid. It was a traffic stop.
Yeah.
It was traffic stop in Slidell, Louisiana, where there was a car speeding. They pulled him over for speeding, and the guy, I'm not gonna say the guy, it was a girl driving, took off to get away from the cops, right?
Mhm.
Right where my sister lives, Oak Harbor, one of the officers runs out to put a spike strip on the interstate, throw it out, because it's middle of the night. Nobody on the thing but them. The girl sees the cop, swerves into him, hits him at 114 miles an hour.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Did she kill him?
Oh, he's dead. Now, wait, that's not the best. Just completely killed him, right? They said he flipped everything. He kept going, got into the New Orleans area. New Orleans was waiting for him. As soon as they got off the stuff, they wound up she wrecked right into a New Orleans police car. When they pulled her out the car and everything, she's 17 years old.
Holy crap.
Okay? 4 other people in the car, 17 years old. Everybody has been charged with vehicular homicide of a police officer, first-degree murder of a police officer because she swerved into him.
Mhm.
She turned into him. Attempted first-degree murder of a police officer, and weapons, intent to distribute scheduled narcotics. It's about 15 charges each of them got. They already came out and they said they will be tried as adults, all of them as adults. Number one, bam. And they said, and we're probably going to ask for the death penalty in all of them.
There you go.
All 5 17-year-olds.
Now, unless they get some liberal judge that lets them out on bail.
That ain't going to happen here. That will not happen in Louisiana. They'll try. They'll get a bail. They might get a bail. If they get a bail, it'll be 4 or 5 million.
That's
But-
terrible.
But I don't think. But 9-year veteran. The worst part about it, Justin's worked with this guy. He knows the guy. One of Justin's best friends that went over to St. Tammany Sheriff because he was St. Tammany Sheriff. Worked with him a couple of days ago. Last year he was the Officer of the Year. You know, he's one of the sergeants there. He's got a wife and I think 2 or 3 kids.
Wow.
It's
Well, does
stupid.
the fact that Justin resigned, does that mean that if he goes to this guy's funeral, he can't be in uniform?
No, he can't wear a uniform. He's not a cop.
What, speaking of Justin, any news over there on that?
What?
On his getting hired in somewhere else?
You didn't hear me, did you? I told you all that
He
already.
just explained it all.
I explained it all.
Well, no,
I
I
said
was
he-
outside.
You
No,
were here.
oh,
I
he
was
went
I was doing it while you were sitting there. I said he went and took his civil service test, got an 88.
Yeah,
He's got to do a polygraph tomorrow.
yeah.
He's got a physical. I think he's going to do his physical today
Which department?
at Slidell.
Slidell, okay.
Yeah. And then he's going to start interviewing. And the guy that trained him at Slidell is all excited that he's coming.
All
So
right.
he's got the job. He's just got to get everything finished.
Just
you gotta
gotta
do-
finish up
He's got to
the
get all his
interview.
paperwork turned in. He told me, he said, I'm going to need my birth certificate. I'm going to need all this. I said, I could print all of that. I've got it on digital. So I'll start printing everything that walks in. I'll say, here. So I'll go through that and print them off for him.
Why has he got
That's
to do
fantastic. That's fantastic. No, I'm sorry I didn't hear that, but
Yeah, you were sitting right there. That's all right. That's what I was saying. You don't listen to us. Yeah.
well, you know what? The brain sometimes. Here's what I did. You know, I borrowed from my aunt the money to get my brakes fixed, right?
Okay.
So I got my Social Security check in. So I went up to get the money for her at the credit union, and I was supposed to get $1,082.89.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I got, I was like double talking, and I only got $1,008.
Well, you should tell her you thought that was a gift, you know?
So I had
all
to
the
go
gifts she
back.
forgot to give
So I
you.
had to go back again to the Advia,
Another
get the-
$81.
get the other $74.89.
Well, I make it another $81. What, it?
Huh?
No, it's all right.
You're right. You're right.
74.89 and
Yeah.
1,009 comes out to the $182.89.
I was putting the 89 and the 82 in the wrong places.
But that's and I even took the bill with me when I went into the credit union and tried to explain to him what I needed. And he says, so do you want $1,008? Yeah, okay.
Don't feel bad.
Nothing. I can walk out to the car and forget what I was coming out to the car for.
Mm.
Well,
Might be early set of Alzheimer's. I don't know.
no, it's just you're doing too many things. 'Cause that's what happens with me when I start. I'll think of, and I'll be in the back, and I'll say, "Well, I'm getting ready to do this. I'm gonna bring my camera, do this, and this," and then I'll get ready to leave and say, "I didn't do it. I left it in the back," because I'll change my mind, you know, and then I don't do it. Like yesterday, I had the camera, and I said, "I need to bring the camera and leave it up front." I said, "I'll get it in a little while." Then I got on the show with y'all, and I'm sitting there when I said, "Okay, I gotta go." I went and I said, "What do I need?" And I was looking around. I got the dogs in the back, and I said, "That's it." I had to bring the USB. I got to have the USB. Get in the car. It's only 2 miles from here, 3 miles from here. I pull in the Copeland's parking lot. Look over, seeing them people starting to walk in, and a couple people wave at me. I roll right out the parking lot. I had to come back home, pick up my camera. I left it on the bed. I said, you got to be kidding me. Because I said, no, because I said in my mind I was bringing it up front, but I left it on the bed, changed my mind. So I knew I had to do something. I said, no, it's a USB. So I went, so I just had to make one trip there and one trip back and one trip there and one trip back. And I'm making a trip right now because I'm taking them fluid pills again, by the way. So I will be right back.
I don't know where Justin is. He's probably fortnighting or something, or
He's working. He don't finish till 5:30.
well, it's 5:40.
Yeah, well, he's not going to get home in 10 minutes, is he?
That's what he says it is. Brenda. Yeah, the chat gets going and I get confused and I can't remember anybody's name. I remember you, Brenda, and I remember Jim. But everybody uses different, like East Coast Thrills. And
That's Dusty.
yeah, that's Dusty. And then you got
Jim is Jim.
Jim is Jim, yep.
I don't know who else is on.
Yeah, I don't know what Gitchy's real name is, but Gitchy.
Christy.
Hey, Christy. Come on, Paul. You've been doing this for 18,000 years.
Yep.
Twice a day, and you don't remember people's
And
names.
my
Come on.
mind is getting worse
Come on.
every day.
So get your calendar that you got right in front of you and say, Justin doesn't get home till this time. Put it on the beginning of the month. And that Justin is working today. Just type it right in each one and stick it back up so when you're thinking, read it.
Frank Rizzo is still Jody.
No, Frank's not
Jody.
Jody. Don't believe
Frank.
that.
Frank and
Don't
Jody,
believe that.
it depends upon whether he's on his cell phone or whether he's on his computer.
Drone
That's
Shots is
that's
also
like Daryl and
Jody.
his other brother, Daryl.
Yeah.
Akirasho is Warren.
Kirishel.
I'm sure Ed was on earlier as well. Yeah, he was. He said good afternoon, everybody, and that's the only thing he said. Russell was Russell, definitely.
Yeah, your dog or his dog?
My dog.
I've never heard his. And he's got to find a way to not let him out because he wants to run. That's all he wants to do, and he's getting out.
Get back. Get back. Go on. Stay.
Shut up, dog. You've already eaten. There ain't no more. No, there isn't.
I don't know. I had 3 guys yesterday or the day before yesterday at the yacht club said they were going to email me about all this. I ain't got an email yet from them. Told you it was nothing but a Caddyshack event. I was beneath them. All right, they're going to need my pictures and they ain't get them. It's going to cost them. That's a better picture.
It's starting to get chilly now.
It got cold. It got cold yesterday here.
Well, it was 14 this morning. Well, this afternoon.
Yeah.
That's about 51, 52, something like that, I think.
Yeah,
That
Paul, we
Boone-
gotta fi- you
That
gotta
Boone
figure
is
a
a
way to,
sneaky little bugger. He's right. I turn around and there he is, you know?
yeah, he's a young dog. You know, you have to figure a way to you got to figure a way to keep him away from the door when you go by, even if you got to back your way out.
Well, he was in the living room. I stood up and went to the door, and next thing I know, he's right behind me.
Yeah, because he heard you.
I didn't hear me.
Well, he got a lot. He hear you and he see you better. So you need to find a way that you got a room that you can put him in, and put a gate up or a door or something. Or you just need to find a way, find a door he can't get out of easily. Like if you go out to the back door and he wants to get out in the backyard, I'd let him go in the backyard, and then because he can't get out the backyard, right?
Right.
Okay, then you close the door, say I'll be back. Go out your front door, get in your garage, go do your do, come back. You're not going that long, and then he's there. You know. Then he'll realize he can't go with you all the time.
Yeah.
If you do decide to put him on a leash and take him with you, make sure in the car you switch the leash and put that leash in the car. Lock him in. Because you're going to feel a lot worse if he gets away from you and he gets killed.
Gets killed, yeah, on a highway.
And then you're going to want to go get another dog, and we're all going to come up there and we're going to kick your ass. You know, like,
Yeah, we don't want to have to go through all that crap again.
yep.
I probably should have kept Jack, you know?
No. Should have kept Jack.
Why?
Because Jack was worse. And the only reason he wasn't worse because you would give him that medicine. And he didn't need that medicine. Now this dog would be perfect if you got to find a way to keep him not running out. Because he goes out, he listens to you, comes back.
Only in the backyard, but out in public, he doesn't listen to me.
Well,
Out in
maybe
public, how doesn't he listen to you?
maybe you should
me.
be maybe you should take him to them training lessons then, because at least then you'll get him to actually obey a command to come back.
Yep. Maybe you do need.
He's not too old to learn it.
If I was a rich man, I'd just get a trainer to train him.
But
No.
you got to be trained.
That's no good. You've got to train your own dog. It's no good him getting commands from other people, because then when you say it, it won't be the person that's supposed to say it.
The training's for you too, though.
Well, they didn't tell me if I had to wear my training pants.
Yeah, they did.
Probably.
If you need to wear training pants, you don't need a dog.
Bone stuff. He's looking out the window at the squirrels because I threw peanuts out there.
Let him. He's being a beagle. That's what they do. He's thinking, all I ever hear from you is stop. So let me out. Watch what's gonna happen.
Boone. Boone, you're being a bad boy.
Yeah, that
He's
ain't gonna.
being a beagle. That's his instinct. Well,
Boone, get up and lay down. Lay down.
Precious knows when she's done something wrong. When my voice tone changes to her head drops down.
Oh, there, Ed. Hello, Ed.
Hello.
How you doing?
Good, good. And you guys?
Another day in paradise. Joe's still trying to straighten me out, but it's not working.
Uh-oh. How's
I'm
everyone
trying
in
to
the chat doing?
I'm trying to straighten him out. He won't listen.
Uh-oh. What'd you do now, Paul?
He doesn't agree with the way I lack of training for Boone.
Precious, that's a plane. You will not catch that. Forget it.
What? Are you talking yours?
Yeah.
Oh, Brenda's little angel is out in the backyard chasing the ball with her husband.
What you gotta do? You gotta get a ball out there and throw it to him and tell him bring it back. Both of y'all get some exercise.
How you doing, Mr. Joe?
I'm doing all right. I'm still working on my logo.
Nice,
I'm
nice,
still tweaking a little bit.
Hey,
nice.
Joe, how long ago was it that police officer was killed?
Not yesterday, the night before.
Night before. Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard the story, Ed, but the short story is that a friend of Joe's son
My son.
that he worked with, they were
Not,
involved with. You tell the story.
it's not the same department, but he worked for St. Tammany Sheriff, but he worked with him. He's met him a few times on scenes, but they were putting out a strip because they
Tire
did a
strip.
traffic stop and they took off.
Mhm.
And at Oak Harbor and I-10, that's right where my sister lives. They put out the strip to stop the car, and the girl
speeding.
driving, yes, she was speeding. The girl driving, instead of it's a 4-lane highway, went towards the cop and took the cop out.
Killed him.
Oh, shit.
114 miles an hour.
Wow.
And then she kept going into New Orleans. And when they finally got close to her in New Orleans, she rammed into another car, police car. So she's got first degree murder of a police officer with a vehicle, attempted murder of a police officer with a vehicle, flight. She's got about 14 charges. They had drugs in the car. They had guns in the car with intent to
Wow.
distribute, and 4 other 17-year-olds.
They're all 17 years old, Ed.
Everybody being charged with about 14 different crimes, and the DA's already come out in St. Tammany and said, and I'm asking for the death penalty in all of them.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
He said
Well,
they'd never need to be back in society.
my condolence goes out to the family, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Yeah, and then the best part was one of Justin's real good friends that he worked with went to the jail last night. They actually got a guy in Covington last night on a murder warrant out of New Orleans. So they were bringing him to the jail, and one of the 17-year-olds, they got all the 17-year-olds isolated in different cells, keeping them up general.
Mhm.
And one of them he looked over at. He looked over. They said, "These are the ones right here." He looked at. The guy was sitting there smirking, and he said he
Wow.
looked at there and told him, he said, "You lucky that we don't put you in with everybody else." You know, so their life's done. Because St. Tammany is one of the only parishes around here that will seek the death penalty.
That's
And he
crazy.
says he's gonna do it with all of them. Because she intentionally, body cam shows she intentionally swerved over 2 lanes to hit him.
To hit him.
Wow.
Because he was out there, where they shoot.
Yeah, yeah, where they threw the belt, yeah.
Yeah. And she
Yeah.
swerved to hit him instead of hitting the strip.
Yeah, she didn't avoid she actually avoided the strips, but when he was running away, he threw it. And instead of her going that way, she kept going off the road and hit him almost off the road. That was
Wow.
the other part. He was a lane out of the way, and she just kept going to the shoulder to hit him.
To hit him.
You know, all the body cams, the police cams, all that happened. That she went after him.
Good afternoon, Justin.
Hey, Justin, how you doing?
Said some of them were underage.
They're all
All
17-year-olds.
17.
Yeah, because they're all stupid and think that because they're not 18, they won't get in trouble.
Yeah, that's
So,
what they're
female
thinking.
driver.
Down here, they'll damn near prosecute every kid 12 and up for as an adult.
That's what
So that
they
means
should
you
start
serve. That means you serve your first part of your term until you're 21 in juvie. Then you get out and you go to prison, big boy prison.
Yeah, and he said like he said, he's asking for the death penalty, and all of them in there because they had everything in their drug. They had a list of the drugs and weapon, intent to distribute, the whole works. They said based on all those charges together and what she did, they were accomplices to the whole thing. He's asking for the same charge on all of them. So
And
that's like
Justin,
that's boy, I'll tell you,
good evening, Al.
That's
they ain't
scary.
going to spring break.
I wonder if she was pushed by the other guys in the back telling her to do it.
Don't know. And from what I'm seeing, it looked like it was one girl and the rest guys.
See, I don't know if I would accept. This is the thing. I don't know if I would give all of them the death penalty. Definitely the driver,
Yeah, she definitely should hit it.
but see, I'm kind of mixed on the people that were in the car because it's like
Well, I'm mixed too, Justin, because
did one of them want to get out of the car and turn themselves in when the initial stop happened?
no,
And they
they
took off and they just didn't jump out in
Well,
time.
this is my thing.
know?
They all were in the car. There was enough. They said it was something to do with a traffic stop because they knew they were distributing drugs.
Okay.
So I guarantee you this isn't the first.
and more than one of
Offensive
them was
offensive.
carrying a gun.
Yeah, I don't think the
Yeah, there
three
were
in
guns
the
in the
car
car.
should get the death penalty. Definitely the driver. I think the other one should get maybe like life sentences.
Well,
don't
that's
know.
probably what's going to wind up happening. You know. But I guarantee you they shouldn't get parole. It's just because I guarantee, especially if they've got a string of arrests, and you don't know that yet. You know.
And then the crap thing too is you don't know if maybe all of them were in on it doing something they weren't supposed to. Was one of them just getting a ride from their friend from one place to the other and got caught in it?
That would suck.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's where I feel bad for somewhat feel bad for the three passengers because it's like were they able to get out at any point? Were they expecting that to happen? But that's something that we just will probably never know. I mean, right? I mean, the only people that are gonna know that are the people that are in the car.
Yeah. Let's tell you,
And I'd
that
hate
happened
to
to me at
see,
29. Go
I would
ahead,
just
go
hate,
ahead.
hate to see somebody's life get ruined because they were in the wrong place at the wrong time, you know?
Yeah, we had a guy in 29 Palms that he was just a total asshole. And he lived he's from California. He lived down in Indio area and we're at 29 Palms. And I was on mess duty. And he came on and nobody liked the guy because he always fought with everybody. I always had to fight with somebody. There was always you were going fisticuffs with him eventually. So he came over to me and he said, dude, I got a favor I need to ask. Is there any way I could borrow your car to run out in town? I got a money order out there. I need it like that. And I said, I don't let anybody use the car. He said, I'm just gonna go do it and come right back. And I said, dude, I really don't let anybody use the car. He said, I'll fill your gas tank up and everything. He said, I won't be that long. Looked at him and I went, look, I know my better judgment saying not to do this. Don't do anything to it. Like that. I gave him the keys. I get off a mess duty, come back, my car's still not there. He comes back about 4 hours later with the car. And I said, well, what happened? He said, well, I was out there and I took my time. I knew you had mess duty. So I just took my time coming back. I said, well, that's not what you told me. And I was in the space, right? He says, not what you told me. And I said, so I don't appreciate it. Don't ever ask me again like that. And I walked out because I was leaving to go to Palm Springs. So I get in the car and I notice my back seat's moved. I pick up my back seat, find a bag of marijuana.
Oh, shit.
I took that crap back in there, walked in there, threw it at him, beat his ass. Like this. Not only beat his ass, I said, somebody called the MPs. Like that. And they came in, they checked my car, they found another bag in my car. I was on mess duty, knew he had the car, they arrested him. But I beat the shit out of him.
You know how many,
And I told everybody else, anybody else? I had enough, you know.
when I was Ubering like 4 or 5 years ago, you know how many bags of weed I found in my back seat?
Yeah. Like,
I didn't turn it in though.
I have never done that in my life, you know?
That
only-
Russell's,
The only drugs I've ever used was the stuff when I had surgery they made me take.
Come on,
Or I know I needed to take.
stop it.
But I mean, I went in there and he
Marijuana's
turned
not
around,
a-
I just started, I went off on him.
Like, I'm not gonna sit here and play like marijuana's a, you know, a so-called victimless crime because it really isn't. There are people that get killed over it and
No.
shit, but
Come
your
on.
average person just being at home, it ain't nothing.
Well, the bottom line, I was in the military. It was illegal for me to use it. You see what I mean?
No, that I get. That situation
So
I
that's why I
understand.
never, if I wouldn't have been in the military, I may have. I'm not gonna lie. Just to check it out, you know? But
Like I said, I never turned in the ones I found. I found at least 4 or 5.
there's Justin
So
just smoking both of them at the same time.
I used to smoke about, I haven't smoked in probably 4 or 5 years, but I used to.
you just thought that was a tip, right? A bonus.
Dude, that shit used to fall out of people's pockets all the time. I used to find cell phones and everything. And then to get the people calling me, because their phone got left in the car. And if it was local, I would just take it and meet them somewhere and drop it off to them. But
Yeah. So that at the banquet last night, I got another gift card. Another gift card to Keith Young Steakhouse,
Nice.
$50. Now I got two $50 gift cards. That means I can go get lunch. Because that's how much that shit costs. If I went there, that cost me $100 to eat there. So I'm gonna go figure out a real good meal, and I'm gonna get a meal to go. I'm gonna come home and enjoy the hell out of it.
I had a guy give me $50 one time in the Uber so him and his girl could do it in the back seat while I was driving them home. I was like, I don't
What?
give a shit. He handed me $50. Dude, he was drunk as hell, dude. And he throws $50 at me. He's like, here, take your
Don't
time
look.
getting to my house. I just cruised.
He's like, don't look.
Got a little show in the back seat.
That's funny. What did the girl look like?
Oh, she wasn't bad looking. They were drunk. They were pissed drunk though. They were going from the bar to their house. Their house was probably about 5 miles from the bar. It was
This is
just here in
just
town.
this is Justin driving.
No, it's
And
like
beer.
the
You
no,
driving like that. Wait, you were driving
no.
like this.
It's
With
like
the
the
cell
dude.
phone video.
No, it's like the limousine driver in Hot Shots. He's
Yeah.
got the full ass
Yeah.
video fucking movie camera up in the back window.
Justin said, hold on a minute. You know, I got it. Go ahead, keep going. You know?
And then that
Yeah.
one lady that got drunk in my car that one day,
Go lay down.
I went to the train station to pick up one lady. She thought I was her Uber, and there was another Uber coming to get her. She comes running at my car, fucking trips right before she gets to the door, boom, right into the side of my car. Fucking rolls her ankle, drunk as hell. They kicked her off the train because she was drunk and being bitchy with them
Disorderly?
about. Yeah, so they kicked her off the
No.
train in Winter Haven.
No.
She was supposed
Wait.
to go to Orlando, and
Oh,
she got. I took the other girl home, and she rode in the back seat, and she wouldn't get out. And I was like, "Well, I'm not going to turn this into a cop situation." So I told the lady in the front seat, I said, "I'm gonna just apologize." I said, "You're just like a mile from the train station. I'll take you home, and then I'll deal with her after." Lady was like, "Oh yeah, I understand, no problem." So I took the other lady home. Well, then she gets on the phone with her husband. Her husband PayPal's me like $150 to take her to Orlando, and then I end up finally getting the Uber app to work, and she was drunk as hell and accepts it. So I ended up getting paid for Uber too for taking her. And then when I got there, her two friends that came out to get her out of the car gave me another $50.
nice.
But they gave me the 150 to keep her, you know?
Oh, that's funny.
And she was talking like all dirty to me and shit while she was on the phone with her husband. I was like, oh fuck. Like he was all the way, he was in California, and she was meeting her two friends at a hotel in Orlando. And she was like, "Oh, you like older women?" Why she's on the fucking phone with her husband. Her husband just like it wasn't like she wasn't even saying nothing to me. I was like, "What the fuck is going on?"
How old was she?
She's probably in her mid to late 40s.
Oh, okay.
Shoot, that young.
She was telling him to pull over.
Oh yeah, that's a very interesting ride.
She
And I
wanted
used
to
to-
she wanted to shift your gears, Justin.
And then I had a guy that I used to pick up quite frequently, and he would want, instead of doing Uber Eats, he would want me to come pick him up and take him to McDonald's so he could get his own food and then drive him back to his house. So he paid like an extra 20 some dollars just to take the ride himself, just so he could make sure he got his food the right way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she knows I took the food out. She wants me to cook. I'm gonna cook in a little while.
Brenda said hi, Justin.
What's up, Brenda? Russell, Warren, Al, how's it
Al
going,
did
Jim?
too.
Russell said, I will pull the switch if anybody wants to.
Yeah, those are probably my two craziest stories I had when I was Ubering. I didn't really have nothing else happen. Most of my trips were just kind of really nothing. I used to get a lot of rides from Legoland to Orlando. People would Uber all the way from Orlando out to Legoland and then Uber back. Those were always pretty good fares. Make about $80, $90 driving to Orlando and back. Maybe use $10 in gas.
That's not a bad deal.
Nah, it was about. And if it was later in the evening, it wasn't that bad because I would get into Orlando and I'd do some Ubering around Orlando.
I got a new scam out there. It says, I sent you a quote for the new insurance like this and all of this stuff. And it says, click here to view your quote, right? And if you don't click it underneath, it says unsubscribe. That's the link they want you to hit. To unsubscribe. So just put it in junk, get rid of it. They're trying to really get smart, but they're stupid. And that package never showed up today. I wrote up a whole trace on the post office. got everything filled out, pressed it, and it says, there was an error submitting your claim. I said, come on. So if I don't get it tomorrow, I'm gonna be ordering a second set.
What
Then
are you waiting on?
The team pictures for this one shoot. The last time they hit was in Dallas on the 15th. And I've been told by the post office, they're probably tied up in Dallas. I said, well, tell them to untime, you know? It's not like it's a little box. It's an 11 by 14 picture in it, so it's got to be a 16-inch box. 16
Yeah,
by
but is that
12 at
gonna,
least.
is
About
that
16.
gonna, is that gonna happen again if you reorder?
I
And
hope
then
not.
two, what are you gonna do when you get the second order?
I'm
Do you get
gonna
your,
lose 50 bucks. You know, I got to give these people their pictures. I'm gonna let
I
the
guess-
coach know if I don't see anything by Wednesday, I'll get a new order in. You know, but they asked me what's the value of it too on the post office. So I have a feeling that I'll get my 60 bucks back. You know what I mean? Because
I don't
I'm
know
trying
if
to
you
find
don't,
out.
if you don't have
Well,
a insurance thing on it, I
well,
don't
no,
think they do
They
that.
sent it priority. Priority is automatic 50 bucks, I think. So if I can get the 50 bucks back, I'll be happy. You know?
Well, two, if they sent it priority, you actually could get it on the weekend too, because that's the only packages they deliver on the weekend.
Yeah, but it's, like I said, I got the other package on the 17th. The other one, they hit the same place in Dallas, and then it's just never moved. You know? And I was told it could be sitting behind packages.
Because that's the only packages they deliver on Sundays is priority.
Yeah. So I'll just tell the coach, look, give me a couple of days. We'll figure this out. I'll reorder. I can bring them the other pictures, but then it means I'm gonna have an issue with the other pictures, having to repackage them and everything else. So I may put those together and say I can bring these to you now. This is the team pictures, the issue.
So now, are you done shooting school stuff now or no?
I'll have baseball games, softball games. Mandeville softball, they're like 10-1. So I imagine that in the next couple of weeks I'll be shooting a bunch of them.
Oh, okay.
He says he hasn't made up his decision on what he wants to do. Then I gotta get on him. I only had one shoot in February. Only one thing. And he didn't pay me. He got to put it in, he said. I said, well, just put it on the next one. Just give me more money. You know? That's what happens when it gets slow. They got to double check everything because they'll forget to put it in.
Oh, yes, sir. Good evening. Herbert P. Jackson is underway for Anchorage here. It'll be 4 hours up to Harbor Beach.
Oh, man.
I found out my daughter and my granddaughter went to the parade yesterday. I didn't go shoot. Wish I would have. I probably wouldn't have been in the same place. But I know they were going. I'd have went with them. And she shot right there. That's the easiest way to do it than spending time with everybody. But my granddaughter, they gave her what was it? It was like a big Ninja Turtle stuffed animal. It's bigger than her.
Cool.
Yeah. And she showed it to me. It took up half the back seat.
It's
So
like the
it's a
big,
big ass Ninja Turtle.
yeah,
That
it's
was a
like the
Ninja
big,
Turtle.
big bears they sell at Walmart every year for Valentine's Day. They're like $40 or $50, and they're fucking the size of bigger than I am. So a lot of people will buy them and cut them open, and they'll take all the stuffing out and make
Yeah,
like
it's a Ninja Turtle.
they'll make costumes
Let's
out
see
of
if I
it.
can show. Look how big it is in the back seat.
Oh, yeah.
See, now I'll talk about this in 10 minutes, and Paul will say, "When you gonna tell me about that?"
Hey, when are you gonna tell me about that?
It's a big old Ninja Turtle facing the other way, taking up half the back seat.
There's like no
You had
detail
you had
there.
that in your car?
No, that they gave. You see what I'm saying? They gave that to my granddaughter at the parade yesterday.
Oh, at the parade.
That's in the front seat. That's taking up. That's in the front seat, taking up the whole freaking front seat.
Tomorrow in Fort Huron.
Is it a
It's
is it a
taken-
fake? Is it a fake one?
It's a big. No, it's a real Ninja Turtle, Paul.
That's what I was wondering. I thought maybe you had a huge snapping turtle in the front of your car.
Oh,
But it's a stuffed animal, a Ninja Turtle in camouflage.
Okay.
Joe, did you have that turtle on a tank or was it in a pool?
I looked at it kind of halfway yesterday. I didn't really look at it. I didn't realize it was that big in the front seat. I mean, it covered the whole front seat.
Well, Jim, the next thing you know, Joe's going to be doing is cooking Ninja Turtle soup.
No.
At least you can go on the carpool lane with
Yeah, you probably could.
it.
Yes, Justin, what you were saying about the bears, that's what they do here too. They cut them up and they take all the white stuff out of inside them, the stuff, and they use it
Yeah.
as a suit.
Yeah, they do that with. I've seen people do them with the ones at Walmart because they're like really big. Like somebody that's probably 5'8" or smaller could actually climb into one. You cut it
Mhm.
open and get all the
Lay down.
stuffing out.
Lay down.
Yeah, they put a zipper in the back and they just zip it on.
Lay down. Lay down.
Nothing wrong. You ain't heard nothing, Roman.
There was a really funny video a few years ago where somebody bought one and they got into it and they were sitting in the corner of their house.
Oh yeah, I seen that one. Yeah, where
And
the
the
girlfriend walks in.
Yeah, and looks at it and goes, "Oh,
Yeah.
bear." Doesn't pay any attention. All of a sudden, the hand would move. She'd look at it. She's like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah. Woo! Wake you up. It's like the other night. We got the neighbors downstairs now, and they're kind of loud, and I can't
Oh.
hear them unless everything's totally quiet. No, it's two girls, the mom and the daughter. And I'm trying to figure this out because I've only seen them a couple of times. It's the mom. The mom looks like she's in her 30s, maybe. The daughter looks like she's in her either late teens or early 20s. Okay, and they got a kid. And it's a young kid, so I'm thinking it's the daughter's kid, and it's just them. And every once in a while, like the other night, I was laying there. It was real quiet. And all of a sudden, all the dogs jumped straight up and looked to the front. I heard a female voice. And I put it like this. I looked down, the owl jumped up, looked to the front, and my hand was on my gun. It was that fast. I turned around because it sounded like they were in the hallway. You know, I heard that it was that clear. I went, what the shit was that?
Were
And
they,
now
talk-
looking
were,
back
they
at me
talk- were,
like-
they talk- were they talking or what?
They said one of them said something to the other one, and it was loud. It just resonated just right. Sounded like it was right in my house. So I sat there, looked, and the dogs turned around and looked at me like, "Did you hear that?" You know, they heard it too. You know, because you remember I told you there's a ghost. There was a little girl ghost that I've seen, and my son, both of my sons have seen it here. My daughter says she thought she saw it one day. She just covered herself up with the blanket and didn't look out till the next
I've
morning.
seen shit move behind you tons of times. I just didn't say nothing.
Yeah, okay. I'm not. What you call it? I'm not Mr. Jackson.
I saw that middle finger moving around back there, pointing at you.
Yeah, I can't pick it up, but right here, it's right here.
Justin,
Got
don't
20
scare him.
round, 20 rounds in the in the magazine. Right.
Don't scare him. He's not gonna be able to sleep tonight.
Paul, that don't bother me. They really don't. But when I hear a voice sound like they're in my house, that wakes me up.
Yeah, Joe's gonna be like fucking Joe Pesci coming out of the cabin and my cousin Vinny fucking firing off random shots in the air.
And they hit the damn thing. That was funny. I like that. It was shot everywhere but where that all was.
Or was it well, analyze that? He's like, Doc, did you hit? He goes, did I hit anything? He goes, no, Doc, all you hit was a man side by side refrigerator.
Oh shit.
No.
Those are some movies I need to go back and watch. Is analyze this and analyze that.
I might have to watch my cousin Vinny again.
Those movies are fucking hilarious.
Oh yeah.
Had oh, what the hell was his name?
That was with Robert De Niro, right?
Yeah, but I'm talking about the other guy that played the doctor. What's his name? Having a mind blank now. What the hell was his name? I'm gonna have to look it up. Oh, what?
Billy Crystal.
Billy Crystal, yeah. That was probably my favorite Billy Crystal movies. Were those two movies?
I was trying to think of the movie. And now I remember Billy Crystal.
When
He was-
Robert De Niro comes up to him, he says, "What kind of pills are you taking?" He goes, something for depression, something for memory, but I can't remember exactly what it's for."
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, he was a good actor. Robert De Niro.
Did you see me in the paper? No, I don't even get the paper.
Yeah, but Robert De Niro, he's a I don't know.
I
Idiot.
don't, yeah, that whole thing the last couple of years, yeah. But I can't demean his movies because his movies are classic and they are good.
Yeah.
So I can't sit there and act like I didn't never liked his movies because there was a lot of people screaming, "Oh," when he was out there walking that crowd, everybody was screaming, "Your movies suck." I'm like, I guarantee 90% of you watched the shit out of those movies back in the day.
Yep.
Now, is De Niro still alive?
Yeah. He's been very pro Biden and all that crap.
But
Yeah.
he doesn't do any more movies, right?
No, he's done a couple. He's actually got a Netflix show out right now. It's the one that Lance is watching, and I actually started watching it. It's 0 Day. I heard Lance talking about it on the live stream. It was either yesterday or today. He was asking you guys if any of you guys watched it. I'm starting to watch it, but it's just like the episodes are so dragged out. I don't know. But yeah, I can't. Despite his weirdness the last few years, that doesn't mean I can't go back and watch Casino and all that. Like those are just two classic movies. Try to downplay them.
There's me trying to say things and Paul's muted me again.
Ah,
I didn't even realize Mark was here.
Robert De Niro's involved with some hotel guy at the moment because they're going to be building a hotel in Manchester that's going to be the tallest building in the UK outside of London.
What?
76-story hotel.
Okay, Jim, you have a good evening.
Later, Jim.
Later, Jim.
That explains why he doesn't like Trump. It's his
Take
competitor.
some Tylenol.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wants the next Trump tower.
Yeah.
Some hotelier that begins with a H, I think. Can't remember what he's called.
Like I said, I might not agree with him politically, but I can't sit there and try to downplay his career like it wasn't an iconic career over time. Like, that's just being stupid if you're trying to say that his movies weren't classics and they weren't good movies, whether you agree with them or not.
What about what do you guys think about Baldwin? Did he do it?
Well, okay, this is what my whole thing about that fucking situation, all right?
Was he set up?
Is one, him and the firearms expert that were on camera, that bullet should have never made it into that fucking gun. And two, why the fuck was he pointing it at a producer when they weren't even, and then decides to fire it? Like, it wasn't, like, I could understand if it was the person that he was supposed to be shooting at in the movie for that scene. I could totally understand that happening. And I would say, yeah, the only stupid part would be how did the real bullet make it in there? But why did he point it at that lady and pull the trigger?
Yeah, that's true.
I don't think he meant to kill her, but at the same time, he wasn't treating that gun as if it was loaded, and he should have. If he would have, that would have never happened. Whether it's a replica gun or anything, you don't ever just randomly point shit at people like that. And I think that I agree with JD. I think that was just it was stupidity all the way around.
Well,
Hey man,
the charges shouldn't have been dropped. It should have been at least negligence.
if anything, that firearms expert should have got the worst of it.
Yeah, I agree.
There's no reason that fucking bullet should have been anywhere on that set. No real bullet should have been on that set at all.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, it's not like blanks are just 100% safe. Like, I could walk 2 feet away from you and just fire it at you and you'd be okay. You still have to be a safe distance away from a blank.
Oh, blank will mess you up too.
Yeah, it'll burn the shit out of you. It can cause all kinds of problems.
Hearing damage.
Sounds like they should have called in Dick Van Dyke.
Yeah. It had Metlock,
No, Diagnosis Web.
Columbo.
I still say he was set up though.
Could have been.
Columbo was Peter Falk.
Yeah, Columbo would have figured it out.
Even if he was set up, though, I mean, like I said, if he would have been treating that gun as a proper handgun and not waved it around and aimed it at somebody and just pulled the trigger, like I said, even with blanks, knowing there's blanks in there, it's still dangerous to do. He's been on enough movie sets that he should have known that.
Yeah, that's true.
Let me tell you, with firearms, with my kids when I was growing up, like even just recently, the 357, I've got the dummies you put in there so that you could practice with it, just with the dummies, and because you're not supposed to fire with the firing pin unless you have something to hit that firing pin because you could mess it up. And they got a little soft back on it, but they're dummy bullets, but they're red in the front, plastic. You could tell it's got a rubber plastic primer, right? Even when I first used it here and was fooling around with it, any one of my kids, I'd say you got the dummy rounds in it, double check it. I'd make them double check it before they fool with it.
And I agree with, and JD said the same thing I did. Even if it was a setup, he shouldn't have been waving it at people.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, you don't wave it.
Why the dummy round? Just to make it so that it's more like the real weight.
And like I said, it was up to that firearms expert, and there should have been a checks and balances checking that gun 2-3 times before it went on set. And really looking at every individual round that was going in there. Should have been multiple people inspecting it that were in that field. And like I said, if it got past them and he aimed it at the person that was supposed to be aimed at on set for a scene and that happened, I would say, yeah, it's probably not his fault. But to just aim it at a random person that's behind the camera that has nothing to do with the scene and then point it and then shoot it, yeah, that's just fucking stupidity. Yeah, just like Brandon Lee. Yeah, exactly what happened to Brandon Lee.
Yep.
Like I said, there should have been multiple people checking that thing. There should have been at least 2 people that confirmed and agreed that yes, it's safe to go out to the set. And that should be on every movie set. They should have at least 2 to 3 experts there that all look at it and they have to agree, yes, it's safe to go out.
Same
Because it
thing
should-
happened. Same thing happened to Owen Hart, the wrestler there. When he came off the roof there with they forgot to buckle him in.
Oh yeah, when he fell from the
The
was-
rattles.
yeah, he was hooked to the cables and shit. Yeah, whenever an actor is going to be put in a dangerous situation, they should have at least 2 people, if minimum, that both should agree that what's being done is ready to go and it's safe.
The guy that does the craziest stunts is Tom Cruise. He has stuntmen, but he does a lot of them himself.
Jackie Chan was the same way. He did a lot. He did almost. I think he did all his
Yeah.
stunts. I don't
Oh,
think
that
he-
was-
Yeah, I think he did.
He was funny,
Yeah.
that guy.
Yeah. There's some of them that will do their own stunts, and then other ones definitely have stuntmen. There's a guy on YouTube I like to watch his channel because he finds all the like little secret hidden gems in movies and shit, like all the little I guess Easter eggs in there that weren't meant to be put in there, but like you'll see like a cameraman in the background by accident and they never cut it out, and he finds all the little things with the movies. And he was doing one for Jurassic Park the other day, and it got to the end of the video. I was like, man, he didn't bring up the worst part about the original Jurassic Park movie, but then he ended up mentioning it at the last thing he did, and it was when the T-Rex is on the other side of the fence, and he breaks through the fence, right?
Yeah.
And he's standing even with the fence, breaks through it, and then it goes to the next scene of the car falling over the edge. Where did that edge come from? Because that's where the T-Rex was standing. And all of a sudden the car is falling 30, 40 feet down into a tree. That didn't make any sense. A lot of people didn't. There were a lot of people in the comments were like talking about that particular scene, how that was the one scene that a lot of people picked up on and annoyed them. And I picked up on it years ago when I watched that movie. I noticed it. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, that's where the T-Rex was standing. Why is there like a 40-foot drop all of a sudden?
Hey, JD.
Because the T-Rex had big legs.
Yeah.
Right, Paul?
Yeah,
See?
whatever you guys say.
Yeah, he wouldn't listen. That's why he said, yeah.
Yeah, and I thought the guy wasn't going to cover it in his video when he was talking about, but it happened to be the last like thing he pulled up and talked about in the movie. And I started going through the comments, and everybody was saying, "Oh yeah, that was the one scene that used to annoy the shit out of me when I watched the movie." But there's like the one where the 2 raptors go into the kitchen to chase the kids. If you look under the
Yeah.
door jamb, you can actually see the feet from the people controlling the raptors.
Yeah.
I never knew that. And then one of the scenes they were talking about is, remember when the kid was trying to climb, they were trying to climb over the electrical fence?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember that.
Yeah, well, the kid could actually fit through the fucking fence and could have just crawled through the bottom of it.
Yeah.
And I never
Smart.
noticed that either, that in one part of the scene, he actually sticks half his body through the fence. and then pulls himself back out and starts climbing up it. And it's like he could have just crawled right through it and been on the other side in 2 seconds.
Loki.
My bus driver's not going to be here the next 2 days, so I got to figure out. They had never called me and told me who was driving in the morning. So
Well, you don't know who you're with tomorrow. Huh?
no. And they're probably going to show up a lot later than he does. So.
Will it be the same bus, but just somebody else driving it?
Yeah, that's all it is.
Hmm.
It'll be a temp driver that bounces around from route to route. They just cover regular drivers' routes.
There'll be some hot chick, blue eyes, blonde.
Yeah, right, dude. There ain't no. There's like 5 people in that whole fucking company or that county job that is like under the age of 40. Everybody else in their 50s, 60s, and 70s. Most of them are in their 60s and 70s. And I know all the young people that are around my age. And most of them, 2 of them are guys, and 2 of them are girls, and neither one of them are good looking. And they're both attendants. They're not bus drivers. So.
Yeah, that's what they need, a 23, 24-year-old good-looking attendant in there.
I've never, like I said, most of them, I would say 98% of the people that work there are all in their at least late 50s or older. Problem is they just don't. They need to up the pay, and if they started going to like job fairs and stuff, they probably could attract a lot more younger workforce, but I don't know. They don't really advertise much that they need people. It's just they put a little sticker on the back of each bus that says they're hiring, but that's about it. So, but most people do it as a retirement job. So,
well, the other thing that happened with my son today, because he called me, he said that a good friend of his he works for a company that they do it's a tugboat company. They move from Manchac to the river and stuff like this. And the guy, he said, look, he said, if you're having a problem getting on over Slidell, let us know. He said, because I always need security. I can hire you on as security. He said, and once you stay with and he said, once you get in that company, he pays you more than anybody else, and you're not going to want to leave. So he said, if it comes down to it, he'll go do that, you know?
Yeah, why not go get a security job where you're actually like doing private security for rich people?
Yeah. He's been talking about going to Slidell, though, so might be what he's supposed to be doing.
Where was that?
Slidell's, it's a little bit bigger than Covington, but there's a lot more going down.
Where was that place he was supposed to be going to last time, and then decided not to?
Well, it was St. Tammany. It was St. Tammany Parish wanted him, and they'd all decided to stay. But he was going to St. Charles Parish. He had the interviews and everything. He hadn't gone to the interview yet, and 2 of his guys went over there and called him up and said, "Don't do it," because they arrested a guy at 6 o'clock at night for a car theft, booked him in jail, and it was about 1 in the morning. They arrested another. They got another car theft. Pulled over, it's the same kid.
Oh wow!
The judge let him out. The judge let him out of jail. He went and stole another car. And when they found out that nobody had told him anything about that, it was one of the sergeants that left here. He called Justin and said, "Don't you dare come here. I'm putting it in mine now. My 2 weeks."
They should have expected it. I mean, the kid's got to get home from the court somehow.
Yeah, well, that's about it.
It was probably the judge's car.
Yeah, could have been. So he's got a big glass of milk. He's got a piece of chicken, not a piece of steak, that's probably bigger than his plate. Half the side of his plate, almost hanging off. And the other side looks like he's got a rice pilaf type of thing. Now you're making me hungry. Damn. That's my son.
Oh, he sent you a picture of his dinner.
Yeah.
That's good of him.
Because he said he's what you call it. He said that he's 180 pounds. That's what he said. He's 180. And he said the body fat is somewhere in about the 5% range right now.
God, that's
He
bad.
said,
I weigh more than that.
I weigh more than that in my leg. What you talking about?
Yeah, they always say we have a bus driver shortage here, Brenda. At least in our area, we don't, because we got 2 bus drivers that some days they have to be attendants because they don't have a bus for them to drive. So I know so there's other areas that have, because we got 9 areas in our county. So I know there's other areas that are short, but
And do they put you through the test if you want to be a driver?
like to get your license for that?
Yeah.
Yeah, they do. Like I said, the pay isn't worth it. I mean, it's a $3 gap between drivers and attendants, but drivers, they have to constantly get evaluated. They have to get physicals. They're constantly called in for random drug tests. It's just, they go through a lot. They have to do a lot of shit. Inspections, everything else on the buses. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
You have to get eye tests done all the time. Like it's a big pain in the ass for
Yeah,
what they pay.
they've got to go all the way around the bus before they set off to make sure everything's working, because if it's not working, it's their fault.
Right, and then they have to do it 1 month. Every month, their bus has to go in for inspection and get,
Well,
oil changes, all that crap and everything. And
it is a big responsibility, though.
I mean, it's a lot but they don't pay that well, so it's like it's really not attractive to want to be it.
Yeah.
And I make more as an attendant, not being appointed, than I do if I was an appointed driver, because I get a bunch of overtime and stuff. Because see, like if you're appointed, they don't clock you in technically till you get to your first stop. I get to put my time in as soon as I step foot on the bus. So even if we're an hour early, I get that hour.
Oh, nice.
Plus, I get an hour every day for free from the county that I don't have to do anything for. They just give me an extra hour every day. So I end up with 9 hours every day, 9.5 hours.
What's that classed as? Travelling time.
Yeah, that's to get to the bus yard and all that stuff. And they
Yeah.
don't give a crap about, like I said, that's the difference. That's why you can tell it's county versus some school districts. They use private companies for their busing. Now,
Yeah.
if this was a private company, they would be asking my driver, why is he riding the bus an extra hour when he doesn't need to be? The county don't care. They don't seem to give a crap. So, because they don't ever say anything. Like, if that was a company, they'd be wondering, why are you guys leaving so early and we're having to pay him not to do anything? But that's the difference between government and private companies.
Who's LJK 31?
Don't know. Somebody new.
Hey,
Never seen that person.
No, don't know.
We don't know him. Don't click on it.
Oh no.
Oh, he's just put a question mark in the chat. That's all he's done.
This channel was started back in January 17th. About almost 3 months old or 2 months old. This channel.
No, 24. January 24, not January 25.
No, January 21st.
No, 17th of January 2024.
Wait, hold on, did I read that wrong? Oh yeah. I didn't look at the year. I just looked at the date. Yeah, January 17th of 2024. Yeah.
No subscribers, no videos. Got a picture though.
Eh, Probably just a watcher.
It's a picture of a man by the looks of it. Mostly in shadow, but yeah.
Yeah, I was on YouTube for years before I actually uploaded anything. I just watched. I didn't have any videos or anything either.
Yeah, me too.
I was just a watcher. I'd just go to channels and watch. I actually didn't even really fuck with live streams until I started in the drone community. I never went to live streams or anything. I
Brenda
always
says
just
where
watched
she
videos.
lives, Justin, where she lives, they can't get enough bus drivers.
Oh yeah, I already answered her a bit earlier about
Yeah, that was 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Well, I was over trying to order something and I got lost in the order and
What are you trying to order?
well, I
Something didn't
just
need-
wanted to get a couple of things from Walmart and I got all screwed up because I had to change my card because my card got corrupted and I had to go get a new card and
Hold on, your card got corrupt? You mean it got
Yeah,
corrupted?
you had another charge you didn't know about.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Shit.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, wait,
I joined on the
Wait.
5th of December 2013.
Wait.
I don't think I'd put anything on YouTube until about
and the other thing is when I go to the
2020.
Walmart site, it's real
2021.
small. It isn't the full size. You can hardly read the damn thing.
Well, that's just an old one. Rather than they did have smaller screens in the old days.
Please stop. Stop. You gotta wait. Eat your dish. Eat the food in your dish. I'm not cooking yet.
Sarah made some Cajun rice with sausage in it.
What kind of rice?
Cajun rice.
Yeah, I'll believe that when I see it.
That just means rice with black beans, doesn't it?
No,
Red beans.
it could have a tomato sauce in it. It could be like a roux, like a jambalaya type.
It was literally just a Zatarain's box.
Okay, that's it. That's right. I'll go with that. That was with. It's got the what you call in it, the ground beef, like dirty rice.
No, it was just the rice. And
Okay.
we added those those big kielbasa sausages or whatever, the U-shaped ones, whatever the fuck those are.
So you ruined them.
Oh, fuck off.
Yeah,
It tastes
the
fine.
andouille sausage, man. Andouille sausage.
See here, I can't read that shit.
Most sausages are U-shaped.
What can't you read? What are you trying to read?
The writing right in the middle. All of those.
Any of that stuff.
Yeah, neither can I. It's fucking tiny on this.
Yeah. Why is it doing that?
Notice how the screen's all in the middle? He probably went under view and got it back at about 75%.
Where do you find that?
Try using your scroll wheel. Click on the page and scroll. See it? No, it doesn't have a zoom.
No, it doesn't have a zoom, but he's gonna have to go to view wherever it's at. And it's not gonna be on Walmart's site, it's gonna be on your browser.
Mm.
Cause you can probably set your browser to about 70, it looks like it's about 75 to 60%.
And you'd have to go to the
Mm.
3 dots up there in the corner.
Yeah,
Go to his settings.
Right here?
Yeah. And then zoom. Hit plus.
it
Oh,
says
is it
at 50%, see?
50%, yeah.
Okay, all
you go.
right.
Now you can order your bananas, Paul.
I'm a regular Leonardo da Vinci, huh?
Yes, you guys are. You guys are the boss, man.
Joe
I
only
knew
knew
it,
that
it
from
was
his.
just by the middle, beginning in the
Hey,
middle, I knew it's like 50%.
Laura.
What's up, Laura?
Oh, Lord help me. Shut up, Laura.
Joe only knew that from his jitterbug phone.
Good afternoon, Laura. Or good evening, whatever you want.
Did you have a wonderful day, Laura, on holiday?
It's holiday for you guys today?
Is she back?
No,
No.
she was on holiday.
Laura was away with her mum and dad.
I don't know if she's still on holiday.
No, she was
I don't know.
live
I saw
earlier.
Fortnite today, so she's back, I think.
Yeah,
Oh
she
yeah,
was,
it's Fortnite Day. She's back.
she was live earlier, so she's pretty sure she's back at home. But she was multi-streaming to YouTube and TikTok, so there's no way she was doing that on a Switch or on her phone.
Mhm.
What, Laura?
Don't ask her questions. She'll say, shut up.
Yeah, that's it. She said, guess what? And we know what the answer to that is.
What, Laura? Tell us. Tell us.
It's shut up, Joe.
I have no idea, Laura. It could be a million different things.
You won the lotto?
Nobody won the Euro Millions.
You may
It's
have
the-
ordered a drone. Okay.
May have?
They have.
That means she did. All right, what'd you order? And how bad did you hurt David's credit card?
She's ordered a Neo.
I hope she didn't order a Neo.
It's either a
speaking of
Neo
which, I
or
got it.
some kind of mini she probably got a deal on.
I got an email today from a company wants me to I can't tell you the name of it yet.
Ooh.
Wants me to review one of their drones.
Somebody's selling a Starsky car.
Did you get it through an email?
Yeah.
1971 white Ford Torino GT.
Told me the company name and all of this and said that I could, they gave me it told me to contact them via email, and there's no links to click on or anything like that.
£15,000.
They want me to review their drone. They said they have been monitoring my channel.
I get thousands of those a week. I turn them
Who
down.
is it?
I probably won't do it because I don't think I want to fool with this.
Who is it?
Who is it, Joe?
I
He said
can't
he
tell you
can't
because I
say.
do it. Can't if I do it, I can't tell you.
Oh.
Until I know for
Tell
sure.
you I've got to kill you.
Is it stone? The Holy Stone?
No, it's not that. That's the one. It's not. If it was Holy Stone, I would have deleted the email as junk.
It's probably one of them Ryukus or something.
No, I'll put it like
Or-
this. It's a up and coming drone company. They're trying to start in the United States, and they're saying that the batteries have a 60-minute flight time.
Or I don't have any message from you.
60 minutes, you said?
That's what they're saying.
Oh,
No,
wow.
it's not that unique that's coming out again, is it?
No,
Y'all keep asking. He ain't gonna tell you.
I'm not gonna tell you.
I was watching earlier this gentleman. He was in over his 50s. He was in China. He lives out there. He went to the DJI store out there and he bought a DJI S3, whatever. And man, they sold him the package. It came with everything. The flight combo. They give him a free bag.
Oh,
They're
the
talking
Air,
about
it would have been an Air 3S.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I was like, holy smokes! But he never said the price. I was waiting for him to say the price, but he never said it.
$15.99.
Teddy.
It's saying that it couldn't be delivered, Laura. Try resending it. Maybe
That's a
on your
Mac
other
one.
account. Your normal account you talked to me on.
Yeah, over there when you pay them, the clerk opens up your box. They take everything out. They test it out before you take it out of the store. I was like,
Jesus.
holy shit!
Watch that just be an email from Johnny. He's gonna get some broken drone in the mail. Like use my
Yeah.
sloppy seconds.
That's
Review this.
ridiculous. 1971 Ford Mustang Mach 1 351. £37,500.
How much is that in American or Canadian?
For Canadian, near enough double it.
1.2 million.
What? No.
Be about 75,000 Canadian.
All right, let me look.
I think.
Oh, for fuck's sake, Laura.
Suckered you in on like a fish.
No.
Hook, line, and sinker.
No, hold on. Let me show you.
Echo,
And
what's
look at-
£37,500 in Canadian dollars?
£37,500 is 69,367 Canadian dollars and 27
Oh
cents.
shit! That's too much.
It is
Yeah.
immaculate.
Now look at what she bought and look at
I'll
the
give you
price.
that.
Oh, Lord help me. Throw it around. Throw it away.
It's 6
I don't know
pounds.
what that's in America.
Well,
That's why she said she may have bought a drone. She don't know what the hell it is yet.
Mark,
I used
look.
to-
So what's £37,500 in American dollars?
I used to have one of those, Justin. I give it to my son-in-law.
Echo, what's
went-
£37,500 in American dollars?
Oh, 4 weeks ago,
Currency
a month and a half ago. we went.
$82.40.
Most favorable exchange
He
rate in the
freaking flew away, bro. Never came back.
$154.
E99 Pro K3 foldable.
No.
It looks like an E-Sheen. One of the E-Sheen drones.
Echo, what's £37,500 in dollars?
£37,500 is $48,442 and 73 cents.
Mm.
The only thing you're doing with that drone, Laura, is giving David a bloody nose and getting it caught in his hair.
I've got an E-Sheen drone. It costs 20 quid.
Well, the E-Sheens, that looks exactly like one of the E-Sheens. The E-Sheens are just ones that were remarketed under 1,000 different names. But you could always tell an E-Sheen when you saw it. Like the original was an E-Sheen. That was the original name of the drone. But then it got all these sellers started buying it and reselling it under different names. But you could always spot one when you saw it.
Can't remember
And
what-
I'm sure it was fucking
It's a little green
Sure.
and yellow one.
TikTok shop or something. Something
It's even-
Chinese.
It's even smaller than the Neo, but it hasn't got a camera on it.
To be fair, you probably would have found that same drone on Amazon for like 4 times as much. Would have been like 30 pounds or something. Some seller would be drop shipping it or reselling it.
I saw it, originally saw it on Captain Drone. He did a review on it. And when I looked at how much it was and it was only 20 quid, I thought, oh, why not?
I used your link for Temu. I don't know fucking link for Temu. Dude, I have never in my life bought anything off of Temu, Wish, TikTok Shop, none of them.
I should not be laughing because
I bought quite a lot of Temu.
No,
About
99% of it's fucking junk. It worth your money.
About 6 months ago, I was on a computer and this fucking thing popped up. Warehouse saying no liquor edition.
I think that's really nice of you, Justin, to let Laura use your account to buy a drone.
No.
Huh?
What were you saying?
I said it
Well,
was nice of you to let Laura buy a drone off of your account.
I ain't got no damn account with Timu.
Well, Laura thinks you do. That's
Oh,
if
she
she ordered
clicked
it.
somebody else's link, then it wasn't mine. Dude, I watch tons of channels that buy shit off of those sites, and I'll tell you, 99. There is every once in a while you do find one good product that it's like, wow, you got it for that price. But the problem is you don't ever see any of these channels doing real long-term videos to see how the shit held up.
Yeah.
One. And 99% of the shit they get turns out just to be cheap ass junk. It's like I've really started following David AZ's philosophy. Just spend the money and get something good, whether it's expensive or not. Go out and buy $100 keyboard versus spending $20 on some cheap ass fucking knockoff on Wish, because you get what you pay for.
Yep.
That is true.
Because like I said before, especially with Chinese products, right? Like you can have an American product made in China, and then they could have a knockoff made there, the same product, but the American one's always better because they have certain specs that manufacturer has to follow of what they want in that product. Versus when they're building their own shit, there's no quality control. They try to build it as cheap as they can. Chinese are actually very bad at trying to make fucking clones of shit. Every once in a while, they'll make a good one, but the one thing I'll give China is the one thing that's come out of China that's actually been really good. It has been their drones, but that's a rarity.
And the food.
Our Chinese food ain't even what they eat.
Yeah, I know.
Plus,
Oh,
he's
that girl
always,
used to live here, came out of China. She looked pretty good.
you know, he's hungry 10 minutes after you've finished.
I was
Yeah.
watching that guy's video about those Chinese restaurants that go around and take used grease out of grease traps in the street.
Oh,
Apparently, it's a
Lord.
big problem over there. I was like, oh, it's so disgusting. You should have saw the gobs of shit they were pulling up out of the street.
Is this yours?
It's like, ugh.
Yeah, make you gag, don't?
Yeah, there's only two Asian countries I really want to visit, and that's South Korea and Japan. Other than that, I care less about the rest of them.
Japan's expensive.
If I ever want to buy a wife, then I'll go to the Philippines.
And you think that's gross? Try watch videos from India when they're cooking.
I love Indian food.
Where they cook on the streets with bare feet and
Oh yeah, I was watching that. You ever watch that one guy that does the voiceovers and he critiques how they're cooking?
yeah.
The one dude is sticking his feet in and mixing the shit. He goes, "Oh yeah, that's just what you want, fucking feet in your food."
Probably cleaner than his hands.
Oh fuck.
Come get your dinner. No, ma'am. No.
You're weird. Oh. Yeah, no, it's guys cutting the fucking meat with their fucking toenails.
Oh,
Oh, Lord. That's how they cut it, huh?
Yeah. It's just gross, man. It's
Stop,
like,
stop.
Hey,
Yeah, they use
Justin,
two toes on
Justin,
toes
you're
on
in
the left.
charge.
to hold the food, and then they use the big toe to cut it.
Never seen that.
Justin, I'm gonna go catch a ship. Be right back.
okay, Paul. Take care.
Be careful with the dog.
Well, a friend of mine from the Philippines always used to say that in the Philippines they always eat with their right hand because they wipe their ass with the left hand. They don't use toilet paper.
What the?
They just use water. They don't use toilet paper.
Well,
So they have a bidet.
No. They have a hand and a bowl of water.
Oh yeah, this guy right here. Hold on. This is the guy I was talking about.
Let's see
Oh,
how
shit.
today fucking goes. Not looking too bad. And fucked. No reason to palm the food down. Chicken doesn't look bad. Don't like the fact that you're barehanding it with your palms. But if you forget that part, I like the spices. It looks good. I like the color. Very vascular forearms, my man. With no muscle mass, it looks like you have a fucking dick for arms. Why so much oil? And do we have to put our arms and hands on every inch of the fucking chicken? Kind of disgusting. Expired clotted milk and cheese. However, I'm still gonna let it slide. I promise you though, if you didn't put your DNA on every inch of this, the chicken and color doesn't look horrible. But I can tell with the lack of the heat's not high enough. It's gonna make it chewy and it's not gonna have good sear, good flavor. But hey, it's your life, it's your food, I'll let you cook it however you want, I guess, right? It's not the worst thing I've seen cooked over here, but it could be done better. Considering the fact that your chicken wasn't cooked all the way through, it's probably nasty that you're putting the veggies on top of that juice. Still not horrible, but you kind of look like Indian Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And I've kind of got torn feelings. Like I said, it's not the most disgusting thing I've seen. I'd probably try it. Let's see how...
Well, and that's the thing. Did it look like he stuck that cooked chicken back in the bucket that he dumped that raw chicken out of? Did you notice
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, he did.
He dumped it right back in there, and it wasn't even clean. It still had remnants of the raw chicken in it.
What was that white stuff?
Turtle
With the
milk.
tails. With the tail.
The white stuff at the end
Yeah, like
might have been rat. Did have a tail, didn't it?
yeah, it had a tail. Yeah, that's what I was
It might,
wondering.
you know, what it might have been. It might have been pigtails. Depends on where it was. It might have been pigtails. I went to a place.
No, it won't have been.
I went to a place up Gonzales, Louisiana,
The Indians
and they had the
don't.
pickled pig feet. Right? They got the pig feet in the jar with the pig juice and all the stuff, and they got all the pig juice, all the things, all slimy and all kind of stuff. Next to it, they had the pigtails.
No, there
I
are
said,
two.
"So I'm eating somewhere else."
There are two meats you will never get in India. We'll never get pork because
Beef
it's
and pigs, huh?
dirty. Yep. Beef.
So that was right.
steak.
That's all right.
Camels are sacred. Pigs are dirty.
Yeah, so
Justin,
it
put
had
that
to be,
video
it had to
back
be,
up
it had to
again.
be
I'm gonna
rats.
see.
Oh, watch this
Oh,
one about the
man.
ice cream cones.
No, I downloaded... Well, take a look at this fucking shit. You scream
Yeah, I saw this.
Indy to stop making fucking ice cream cones. This machine looks like it hasn't been cleaned since it was created back in the 1920s.
Holy shit.
Do you just not give a fuck about your customers? Is
Yeah,
it
why
possible
not?
to make anything not on the floor? Get ice cream cone seems like a great idea. And that's immediately where it all stopped. The only time it was a good idea was in your brain when it was still clean. I'm trying to get a mental note of what these cones look like so I can make sure never to get one. Why are they so thin and pointy? Is that how everybody likes them over here, nice and thin and pointy, huh? We didn't even bother getting a tarp out. We don't care if they break or shatter into a million pieces. If that kid spent half the time on making these cones clean as he did on his hair, we'd be in good shape. Why are we watching him jack the cones off? Why are they next to your open toes? Your big-ass toe next to something where someone's mouth's gonna go. Why does the ice cream cone have more girth than your fucking forearm? To think that you're gonna bite off that last bit of the cone when you're almost finished with it, not knowing that someone's thumb's been on every inch. Why did you think it was a good idea to record yourself doing this? Who did you think wanted to see it? What if how it's made, they should make a TV show called How It's Not Supposed to Be Made? That watermark's a lie. Well, take a look at this.
He
Oh
said,
shit.
we all scream for India to stop fucking making ice cream.
Oh, I'm crying over here,
Your
man.
big toe. That's your big toe is somebody gonna eat it.
That guy does some funny voiceovers. So he doesn't do just India. He rips into everybody around the world. It's
Yeah.
fucking hilarious.
Oh shit.
That
This-
was funny.
The kid's hair was nice and clean, and the rest was all dirty.
Yeah, look at where those cones were at, dude. They're just all on the floor and shit. Like, this fucking disgusting, dude. No quality control at all. Oh,
If I go to Walmart and buy some cones and they're thin on the bottom, I throw them away.
like the
You-
dude said, you better take a mental note of what that fucking cone looks like.
I'll sit in the paw.
If you see the skinny ones, you know where they came from.
Joe's gonna be looking at where it's made now. Made in the U.S. All right.
So wait, you heard me tell him to watch the dog, right? Dog got out on him twice today.
Oh no.
Yeah, he said the dog got out on him. Then he took him to the credit union with him, and the dog jumped out and got away. And they had to stop him. He stepped on the leash to stop him. And then he had him in the car. And when he stopped the car, he jumped up on the other side, hit the button, and the window started to lower. And he tried to jump out the window.
Oh,
Oh, for fuck's sake!
So now he knows how to get out the window. He said every
You
time
see-
he goes to the door, the dog tries to get out the door. So in the last week, he's been out 4 or 5 times.
All he's gotta do is put the window lock on.
All he's got to do is put the leash he bought
It doesn't-
it snaps into the seatbelt.
It won't have a window lock. It was the front passenger seat.
You can lock it on my side. Mine will do it.
You can lock
Yeah,
the
mine-
back ones, but not usually the front ones.
Yeah, mine
mine-
will lock
mine-
everything but mine.
Yeah, my car it does the 3 other doors, but not the driver
yeah,
door.
same thing with my truck.
All right.
Hey, Gitch, not even if they give you a free ticket to go to India, you wouldn't go?
So when I criticized him again about the dog, then he got mad at me. So
Oh, I mean,
got- what he
the
need-
thing is if he can't control the dog being out in public like that and it's trying to jump away, he just doesn't need to be taking the dog with him places.
yeah, he said, but every time he goes to the dog's right behind him. I said, well, then you're gonna have to turn your ass around and back out the door to make sure you don't get past you.
Or you
Yeah.
put him on a leash, or you hook his leash to something that it's sturdy in the house that he can't run out the door, or put him out in the backyard when you go to leave. He'll
Well,
be
that's what
fine
I said too.
outside.
I said, open the back door, let him go out the back door, close the back door, go do your thing, come back. You're not going that long. And then come back, he's in the backyard. He can't get out.
Yeah, he'll be fine back there for 20, 30 minutes. He's not gonna hurt him.
Yeah, that's what I told him. But he's so nervous about this dog. It's like if Boone goes outside, he's more worried about Boone being outside. All he's telling him is, come lay down. No, lay down, lay down. All this. The dog said, bitch, let me out the house. See what I'm gonna do.
Good afternoon, my pops.
What's up, Randy?
Oh, I did. You know how many people I've met like that won't let their dog outside for more than like 2 minutes, and they're like, come back in. Sarah's mom does that with her dog. She'll put him
And then the
outside.
dog,
He'll sit out there for 2 minutes, and then shit, and then bark, and then she'll let him right back in.
I could see
Never
if it's a
goes
little
outside.
dog, like a little chihuahua or something like that. Yeah, I would be worried. But he's a good size. He's not going to do nothing.
Well, see, my dog's
But-
small. He's a little Chiweenie, but he goes out with his brother, and they run around in the backyard. They run amok back there.
yeah.
He
Well,
don't
you
like
got the
being
what
in
you
the house.
call it.
Hey, Randy.
He went and fed the squirrels. He went and spent all the money on the squirrels' peanuts again. So he threw those peanuts to the squirrels, and then the dog was looking through the window, barking at the squirrels. So he was saying, "No, you're being bad. No, you're being bad." No, the dog's being a freaking beagle.
Yeah.
That dog's trying to escape. That's what that dog's trying to do.
I mean, it's better if you let the dog outside and let him run around. I mean, it's good.
Let
for
him have the backyard. You
Yeah.
know,
Even if
especially if it's-
if it's nice out and the dog wants to be out there all fucking day, then let the dog be out there all day.
get him a doghouse.
The dog will come in when it wants to come in. Just like when it's cold out there. He was so worried about him being. The dog will come in when it gets cold and it doesn't want. It
That
feels
dog can handle
uncomfortable.
that cold a lot better than Paul.
I mean, he doesn't even
I mean,
need a doghouse. If the dog just wants to hang out there throughout the day, you
Yeah.
just put a thing of water out there. And that way he has somewhere to get some water and then let him run around all day outside. He'll be fine.
Just take a bowl of water out there and let them run around and bring them in at night, you know?
My dogs spend, especially on the weekends, dude, they spend about 90% of their time outside. The only time they really come, they'll come in a couple times throughout the day, but most of the day they're outside running around, just running amok back there, having fun, playing with each
Yep.
other and stuff. So, all right. Oh, I'm jumping off. So I'll catch you all later.
Okay.
All right, man. Take care.
I'll see you later.
They need at least water outside to get you. I bet you don't have a bowl of water outside. I'll get on them about it. What? They don't get mad at me again. Tell me I know everything. He hears that stuff, but he can't hear anything else.
Yeah, he's just worried about him. That's all.
I had outdoor dogs most of my life. And what we did basically, we made sure they had clean water every day. They had a place to go into if they needed to. Mine didn't have a doghouse. We had a door that was that we set it up to where it only opens so far, and you can go in and out of. They had the hot water heater in there, so you had the heat from that. In the wintertime, I'd go. He'd be outside in the yard, and I'd look for him. He'd be inside there because it was warm inside there, where the washing machine and everything was.
How is he without the dogs? You know, Joe?
Couldn't tell you.
That's another thing he's got to worry about too when he runs away.
Well, he runs away. He hasn't had another dog around him yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he's
The only thing I'm worried about him running off and getting hit.
yeah by a car. Yeah.
Yeah. He needs to start letting him out and letting him out. Just go out for a while. That's why
Well,
he needed to get that damn thing up on the wall. Let him go in and out. Paul didn't like the way it looked. That's the whole problem. He didn't want. He said I opened it up and he didn't want to go through it. Walked through it 15 or 16 times with some treats. I bet you he'd go through it.
No, I don't think he's pooping inside the house anymore.
Now he's waiting for it to cool down so that the screen would open so he can go in and out with the screen one. Because Paul likes to, I guess, to be able to look out of it. I guess he wants to see his squirrels, you know. The rats in the backyard. I am finished fooling with that. I am not doing anything else to it. I like it like it is. Actually, I haven't done that Louisiana thing yet. I don't think I'm changing anymore. Well, I like the old logo I had with the wings. I really did like it. This one right here,
Oh,
I
yeah.
liked it. But the new one is so much better. I was actually originally thinking about taking these same wings and taking that eagle's head and changing it in the middle. And using these wings for the eagle's wings.
Mhm.
But then I looked at this thing just as a detail in. I said, no, I'm gonna leave it. So I like it with the talons and everything. And I think the best part of the whole thing is the fact that the Neo is in his jaws.
It does look nice though. Gotta admit.
I made sure I put Neo where you could read it too. Yeah, I tweaked it a little bit. So I'll show y'all in a bit. I'm trying to see if I want to do one more thing to it. I just don't know how I want to do it. Because the only thing missing on there is saying that I'm from Louisiana. But I don't want to. I think I almost have it to the point where it's too much, you know?
Mhm.
It says everything I need to say on it, but I think I have it to the point where it's almost sorry, almost too busy. Put it that way. No, I'm not ready yet. Go out that door. Come here. No. Come here. Come here. Come here. Yeah, that company that wants to send me the drone says it'll send me 3 batteries. They're saying 60 minutes of flight can reach 60 minutes flight, but then it's saying 60 minutes on it. It says optical flow positioning, stable in flight. It hovers, and it can take beautiful photos. But then I give me all the details about it. You know, it don't look good enough for me to want to fool it. Looks like a knockoff of a Skydio.
Mhm.
DJI doesn't have batteries that last that long, does it? Do they?
No.
Then that is they're saying that the new one. How many on the Mavic 4? I think they said 60 minutes on the Mavic 4.
Wow.
And no, the most they'll get is about 42, 43 at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But with the Mavic 4, I thought they said we're going to come out with like 60 minutes.
Don't know.
I'll put it this way. I could do with my Mavic 3, I can get 40 minutes. Depending on the conditions, I get more than that sometimes. And I tell you, if you fly 2 of those, that's too long.
Anything over 15 minutes is already too long.
Yeah, you get up in the air for 30, 40 minutes, that's long. That's why I have a set plan in my mind, what I'm trying to get accomplished, and I get it done in 15, 20 minutes. Then I think about everything I've done to see if I need anything else. I'm done. I'll fly it back. Hold on up.
And it
How was it, Paul?
was good. Who's
You have any trouble?
who's
What?
in charge? Who's in charge?
You are.
Okay. Because I
It never
made,
changed.
I made Justin be just before.
Well, if you did, he put it back on you.
Okay.
He might have done that because he must did that right before you left.
He was hot to trot, huh?
I don't know if he was trying, but I know he definitely wasn't hot. I don't know how to do this.
Well, I tell you what, it was cold down there. It was windy, and it was spitting. It was spitting ice pellets.
Well,
For the K.E. Barker.
Again,
Again, what?
almost every week it's the K.E. Barker.
No, I haven't gotten the K.E. Barker because it put up for the winter. I haven't gotten that since like December.
Mm.
All these ships, they're just coming out now.
hey, Mark, I was watching that guy from UK there, that Geek Novak, whatever.
Geek Varna.
Vanna, yeah. He was mentioning something. There's new rules coming to you guys. Well, to him anyway.
Well, yeah, they're going to use. They finally decided on the way they're going to introduce the C0 to C4 categories for the various different weights of drones, which dictates where you can and can't fly them.
Yeah.
But it's not coming in until the end of January next year.
Yeah, that's where you're saying it's one.
Well, they've already had it in Europe for the past 2-3 years, 2 years at least now.
Did you guys see that all right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. His name's Sean, and he's actually a newspaper reporter.
Oh, I thought he was a retired police officer.
No, he's in media.
Oh, okay. He gave me those vibes of a police officer.
Mm.
I like his accent. His accent is pretty.
Yeah, he's from southern England, Surrey or Sussex, somewhere around there. South of London.
Okay. Man, that boat needs a paint job.
Most of them do because they go through the locks and they get scraped up. Or wherever they're unloading at, docks and different things. There's some of them worse than this. Probably Mark will tell you. Some of them look like they're rust buckets.
Most of them do.
That's a long one too.
It's 790 feet long. The wind is still a howling. And you know what I did? Is I let Boone out the backyard and I went out the front into the garage and left him out there in the cold. He was a little pissed when I got back.
He's fine.
He says, Joe would never do that to me.
Joe would have put him out there
My buddy Joe, no way would he do that to me.
in a heartbeat.
Hey, Paul, do you have an extra bowl of water for him outside? Oh, no.
You need to
No,
put one out there. You need to put one out there for him.
it'll freeze.
Well, right now,
Yeah, that's
when it gets warm, you need to put one out there.
Okay.
How many boats do you see a day going through there now, Paul?
In the summertime, you could have anywhere 60 or 70 of them, but not this time of year. I've gotten 3 today, but they're all on their initial up, going up to other places in the lakes.
Oh, okay.
As you can see, the snow is really getting to go now.
Yes, JD, they like being outside.
And you're not going that long to not be able to leave him out like that. Not gonna hurt him.
You don't think so?
Nope.
Just his feelings, right?
It's probably not even his feelings. Probably hurt. He probably gave you a look as you were letting him back in. That's probably what he's mad about.
Hey, Paul, JD is asking you a question. Paul, tell him something.
What he say? I'm over here doing something. What?
Also, Paul, you switched it to speaker presenter view when you went to fly, and it's still on.
Oh, really? Okay, hang on. Let me go over here and look. View. Gallery, it says here, not speaker view. You got gallery view, right, Joe? You see all 4 of us?
Yeah, I see it.
don't know, in Zoom, it's always speaker view.
Yeah,
In YouTube, it's gallery.
yep, that's right.
In fact, you can change it in Zoom by swiping across.
Still tweaking it, Joe?
What's he tweaking?
His logo.
Oh, he's still working on that, huh?
Oh, I see what you mean, JD. Yeah, now I see the 4 people out here. Before it was just one.
Yeah, I'm still tweaking a little bit. I'm working on the Louisiana on it. It don't have to be huge, but it's got to be on it. I just don't know how to get it on there. And I got 3 dogs trying to get me to feed them. They're going to wait. I'm not cooking yet. Y'all got food in your dish. Go. Oh, don't come over here acting like you got a cough. I don't feel sorry for you. You're faking it. There ain't nothing wrong with you. He's doing that on purpose for me to. He says, "When I do that, I get his attention." I already got. I know about you already.
Which
No.
one is that?
That's Tina.
Ah,
He manipulates.
he's your little he's your little licky buddy, huh?
He's trying to manipulate me right now. It ain't gonna work.
He's like, you better go cook or I'm going to bite you.
No, he ain't buying shit. See, that would work in a way. Probably don't need to put Louisiana on anyway. Come on. I love how these guys are saying this is insane how an unelected person could have almost unlimited power. What about Fauci? You know,
What about the king? He didn't get elected.
you got to. I know, but they're talking about here though. That's what they worry about. Bunch of idiots.
Well, at least the Pope didn't die. He's back home.
Is he?
Yeah.
He's home. Yeah, he's home.
Yeah, they released him. Everybody was worried, thought he was not going to make it.
You know why, right? You know the theory behind that, right?
No.
In the church over there, they've got a place that they from when they built it for popes, for different popes. They got a place to put a picture up. And there's a theory that when they put the last pope's picture that'll fit there, It says the theory, the Catholic Church knows when judgment time is going to be. Judgment day is going to be, and that's after the last pope. And the Catholic Church knows how many popes there's supposed to be. And when you go in there right now, there's only one place left.
Oh shit.
Okay, that's the theory behind the Catholic Church with it. So that when his picture is put up there, when he dies, he's the last pope, and then Judgment Day is coming.
How many popes have been up there?
I can't tell you how many, but I saw a picture. It was a guy on YouTube was doing a thing about this, and he was showing, and this is the only place they could. Because it's like a thing they put where they put them, and this is the last spot.
Think about it, Paul. There's been popes for 2,025 years.
Yeah,
The first one was St. Peter.
Really?
and then then they're talking about how, if you remember, he went into a chamber. He went into a chamber about 4 or 5 months ago. They showed him going into this chamber, and it's like he only goes in this thing like every 4 years or something like this. They go in, the popes go in like every 4 years, and the theory is that it's a portal. That they go into a portal, to be able to go into another dimension that the Catholic Church has built there, and they go get instructions and stuff like this from God, right? This is the theory behind it, and that he came out and that they were getting close to being Judgment Day because he was going back in it again. And because it's a big ceremony. They had video of it where he's sitting out there, and they open it up. He goes in there and they close it. Nobody else can go in there. And this is supposed to be all the secrets of the Bible to say when the end of the world is going to be and when everything else is going to be and all of this. So first off, it contradicts the Bible, because the Bible says that nobody knows the end except God.
It's the Illuminati.
Yeah, that's what it is. So Illuminati, that's what it is.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so it's like, and the reason I was thinking the other day when they said that he was coming home and everything, I said, boy, they better show him. Because if they don't show him, I'm thinking he's dead and they're not telling anybody.
Mhm.
Right? And then he came out and waved at everybody. But it's like,
Yeah, they put them in there every 4 years to regenerate, like Doctor Who.
yeah, it might be.
Good night, Deborah.
Deborah. Now I've got Louisiana in a place where I really like it on the thing, and it's just very subtle, right?
Uh-huh.
But you can see the state outline of the state. The problem is now I got to move drone over a little bit further, so I can do that. I could actually do that, but because it's not gonna make that much of a difference. Well, I could just because I got that OCD. It's got to be exactly centered. You know what I mean?
Well, just what's it? Go into the text and put a couple of spaces in front of it.
No, the text was already on it, so I got to move it.
Good evening, James, Joni.
Jim's
droning. Okay. So what I've got to do, I've got to copy the text, outline it, and I got to stay close to it so I don't get a lot of junk in it. You know what I mean?
Sorry about that. I kind of started there for a second.
We're all right. That's how I
sorry,
moved it before.
Sunstar. I'm sorry, I got the names mixed up. See, I need a list, you guys.
What
I called her by the wrong name.
What you call it? You call it Deborah. You had me say Deborah too. What are you talking about?
Brenda.
I said it too.
Sorry.
I don't know why.
Yeah,
I said Deborah. I'm sorry, Brenda. I'm sorry. See, I'm doing like Paul right now. I'm working on something and thinking too.
I'm sorry.
Blame it on Jim.
I mean,
Blame it on Jim. I mean,
I could understand you calling her Deborah if you were here,
Yeah.
because I'm watching Men Behaving Badly, and Leslie Ash plays Deborah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, you did notice how I got that in there, right? I said, blame it on Jim. I mean, Ed.
No, blame it on Jim. Everybody blames everything on Jim.
Yeah, it was Jim's fault. That's it.
Is that what you guys are gonna do, is blame it on Jim? Okay, just wondering.
Not Jim. Jim's Ronin Jim.
Which Jim?
See, Brenda, I asked these guys to make me a list. They won't make me a list, so I'm mixed up.
Jim's
I'm sorry.
Ronin. I don't know. Is he in Canada as well? No, he's not, is he?
Who? Which Jim?
Jim's droning.
This Jim.
Not the mechanic, Jim.
Okay. Yeah, mechanic Jim lives down in the south side of Detroit.
Yeah. Hello, Puddy Cat. What do you want?
Okay. I think I'm gonna leave it like this, and I think I'm gonna show y'all finally. The changes I made were up here when Captain Joe America instead, and I put this on here.
You
From
mean
the
I've got
bottom?
to look?
I put the white line up here with the blue to make it look like the rest of it, right? I took those
Nice.
stupid flag things they had off and fixed this. I put the FAA here and I put the Pilot Institute here. I moved a different star over, stretched drone flyer out, and right underneath here, I stuck the Louisiana map. So that's the difference in it. I think I'm gonna leave it like that. Because that gets Louisiana in it, you know what I mean?
Can you bring Captain more over a bit?
Well, that's actually centered in between this, like this,
Oh,
because the
okay.
eagle's off. The eagle's actually off a little bit.
Okay.
But if I center this and keep that centered and run it down, it kind of offsets a little bit, you know, so. Because I noticed the eagle looked like it was off just a little bit.
Yeah, slightly too far to the right.
Yeah. But the head, and I don't know if I could copy the eagle and get the eagle over by itself. You know, but I kind of like the Louisiana like this because it's not predominant. It isn't predominant, but it's still there, you know.
That looks awesome, though.
Actually,
But I like the fact
the
under the
thing
wings I
that's-
put these.
the thing that stands out the most is the letter S
With the
above the
flyer?
eagle's head, because it's in white.
Oh yeah, the S. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's USA. I wanted red,
Yeah.
white, blue.
But the white's too bright.
Yeah, but the problem I got on that is unless I do individual letters, you know, that's what it's going to give me to get these like that. And these won't go brighter than that one, just because of the bevel I got on it. But they had this stupid thing. It was coming way out here. Remember? I took it off and I copied a piece of this, and then I blended it in. You know, so I blended it all in. Now, if there's a way to get the eagle by itself and move it over, you know, I could move it over and center it, but I never measured these side, because that might be the same on those. That's probably still off. But that right there might be the finished product. I'm gonna pull the original up and see if I can get the eagle off of it. If I get the eagle off of it, I might do that. Might move it over a little. I don't know if I want to do that much work on it, you know? Because I've done a lot of work on this thing. And the bad part about it, I've already got my screens set up with the new one. Now I got to go back and put the new ones on. That everything's set up. I'd have to go back and put that Louisiana in it. Which is not hard to do. It's just one thing in Photoshop, just change it. But
Well, can't you just set up a mask and get the eagle into the mask and copy it into a different layer?
yeah, I could probably do that with the original. The one that I didn't work on yet, you know what I mean?
Mm.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go pull that one up and see what it looks like. But today's my day. All I'm doing is playing with this and getting all the websites logged in so that tomorrow when everything kicks in, everything's right. Because then probably after tomorrow, I'm not gonna fool with it, but I hope those pictures are here.
Well, yeah, they were supposed to come today, weren't they?
No, they were supposed to come last week.
And they still haven't come yet?
They're still in Dallas. It says tracking his last port was in Dallas. I'm gonna try again tonight to put a search in on it again. I had the search thing all filled out. Takes you a while to fill it out. You got to put all the information in. Then when I pressed it, said we had a problem submitting your request. It did it to me twice.
Wow.
So you're gonna have to wait a little while.
Or just tell the post office that you've had to refund all the money for these, so you're suing them for loss of income.
Yeah, I wish I could do that.
Because if they gave you a delivery date and they haven't delivered it, they're in breach of contract.
They actually gave me a delivery date. I got to go back and look at it. It was on the 18th. They said 2 packages due today, and one of them didn't make it.
Then they're in breach of contract. That's a written
Yeah,
contract.
I would think so. I think it's in the post office here somewhere. They can't find it.
Or
I'll
they
probably go by
or
them
they
again tomorrow.
misdelivered it.
Yeah, if they misdelivered it, then I'm out of shit out of luck. Huh? But it hasn't been scanned. That's the thing.
Yeah, have you checked with the office at your complex?
Yeah, they don't accept any.
They've got it.
They won't accept any.
Huh.
If somebody tries to drop off a package, they'll tell them no. That's what they do. They used to do it. And they had a room we'd go in and after COVID, they stopped doing it. I think it's a little odd sized box. So it's getting stuck somewhere and people just missing it, you know? I'm gonna have to reorder it. I'll probably reorder it Wednesday morning. I'll have them over the weekend. If they come in all right. But I'm gonna go at it with the lab because I'm pretty sure they said priority. They've got insurance on it. So I'm gonna tell them, well, you got insurance on it, you need to pay for it. Because priority gives you $50 automatic insurance.
Mm-hmm.
And it was only $60 worth of pictures. And to reprint it's gonna cost them about $4 or $5. You know what I mean? So they can make $30 if they get them back. What time is what you call going? 7:30 or 7? 7, right? The Grumpy.
Yeah, midnight my time.
So he goes on in 6 minutes? Yeah.
Mm.
So I'm gonna probably jump off then because I'm gonna go make my food real quick.
Yeah, because he's usually on for an hour before.
Yeah, and then 8,
Drone
so they
Nation.
should be coming on.
And Drone Nation
Yeah.
normally starts at 2, but This week they're an hour early again.
Who, Drone Nation?
An hour early for me
Oh,
because our clocks don't go forward till next Sunday. So everything's an hour early for me at the moment.
Okay. All right, everybody. I guess we're gonna call it, huh?
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Yep. Yep, we are. Yep, we are.
Yeah, we'll call it. I'm gonna go cook real fast. Yep. Talk to you later.
Okay, everybody. Hey, thanks for being here.
See you all tomorrow.
We'll see ya.